Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. And I think we're ready to hear more pronouns and expressions of gender identity. Are you homo-flexible? Perhaps you're pan or trixic? No, I don't know what any of these words mean either.
Hi, my name's Queenie and my pronouns are they, them. When I post about my gender identity and my sexuality, when I say that I don't want any labels, that is not an invitation for you to speculate on who I am or what I am. It's not a guessing game for you to play over whether I'm a girl or a boy, about what's in my pants, or if I'm pan or bi or trixic or homo-flexible or gray romantic or anything else. You don't need to fully understand the nuances of gender identity or sexuality to know that each person knows who they are better than you ever will.
Yes, there are new identities and pronouns popping up every hour, it seems, but how many things can you identify as at the same time? See if you can beat this millennial list.
I am a white, transmasculine, femme, non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent in mental health recovery.
Demi-low romantic, chronically ill Unitarian Universalist, transmasculine, I've lost track already. Let's hear now from a lefty who's been losing it for some time now. One time Oscar nominee when she was known as Ellen Page, star of the hit film Juno. But she has since transitioned to Elliot Page, an enthusiastic trans activist who claims that being LGBTQIA++ is not niche.
Often called like niche, queer things niche. 30% of young people identify as LGBTQ+. So I'm like, I'm sorry, this is not niche. You tell really specific stories about like cis het people. I'm not calling that odd plot niche. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure I read a good book about that by Abigail Schreier, Irreversible Damage, the Transgender Craze Seducing Our Daughters. But Paige is right, there are a lot of young people identifying as anything other than just an ordinary girl or boy. I mean, who wants to be ordinary? I'm reminded of this classic clip from a Washington, D.C. Pride rally in 22 where journalist Savannah Hernandez asked people how they identify.
I am genderqueer, transmasc, and queer.
What's transmasc?
Transmasc is like people under the non-binary umbrella identifying like or presenting masc.
Masculine?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm trans and my sexuality is unlabeled. I use he, him pronouns.
Yeah, and I use he, they pronouns.
Tell us what you guys identify as. We're asking everyone here today.
Gay. Gay, cis, what is it? Cisgender male. There we go.
I don't know. Gender neutral or gender fluid. I think that's what they said. I don't know. I'm confused.
We're all confused, lady. Let's see if there is any more clarity with some others at the rally.
He, she, her, they.
She.
Pronouns are he, him, sometimes use they. I don't give a
I guess you could call me gay. I'm homo-flexible, really. I do like some women, but mostly men.
She, her, it. I feel like, honestly, it should not be a bad thing. Like, I've talked to people who go with they and them. I'm like, well, in the grammar of things, how would you want to represent yourself? I was like, I guess it, because it's like, you're it. You're the it.
I'd be careful before referring to people as it. Not everyone is going to appreciate it. But that was Washington, D.C. It's a strange place. Only 4% voted for Trump. Surely we wouldn't have that sort of confusion in Texas.
They, she. They, he, non-binary, transmasc.
Bisexual. I'm just trans. I'm a gay male pup. Yeah.
Gay male pup?
Yeah.
Transgender, he, him.
I'm cis, she, her.
Probably non-binary, yeah, would be the best.
What about you?
Bi. A lesbian. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I like frogs, not people. I'm sorry? I like frogs, not people.
I like frogs too. Now to Democrat stalwart and strategist James Carville, losing it over Trump increasing his lead in the latest polls, particularly in those crucial swing states.
In Trump's warhead, than he's ever been. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you're starting your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself, and the opinion I've come to is I don't matter. And you know, we gotta like try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
I don't know, how about trying to formulate policies that don't destroy the country? That could be an idea. How about not becoming some sad copy of a banana republic where the ruling party tries to jail their main political rival? How about not being lefties losing it on a daily basis? That might see a bump in Biden's numbers, because, you know, things are pretty grim when even CNN can't hide the truth anymore.
Look, these Sunbelt battleground states, frankly, for the Joe Biden campaign, these numbers are an absolute disaster. The smallest lead is in Arizona for Donald Trump. He's up 6. Look at this, 9 in Georgia, 13 in Nevada. My goodness gracious, my God. That is a huge lead. No Democrat has lost that state since John Kerry lost it back in 2004. How about these Great Lake battleground states? This is something that the Joe Biden campaign can work with.
Yes, the Joe Biden team can work with that, but why is Trump doing so well in those Sunbelt states like Nevada, Georgia and Arizona? You're going to love this answer from CNN. The CNN audience probably didn't like it, but you will.
When you're looking into the numbers, why do you think Biden is doing better in the Great Lakes and Trump is doing so much better in the Sun Belt?
Yeah, the Trump coalition is changing. That's basically what's cooking here. This is at least one of the big reasons why. So this is among likely voters in all these battleground states we just spoke about. Back in 2020, 84% of the Trump campaigns, the Trump coalition was white. Look where it is now. It's 78%. The non-white portion of the Trump coalition, it was 13% in 2020. Look at this now. It's 19%. So the Trump coalition is becoming more diverse. And, of course, those Sunbelt battleground states are more diverse than the Great Lake battleground states.
You're looking at the Nevadas and the Arizonas here.
Of course. If you look at Nevada, Arizona, heavy Hispanic population, Georgia, heavily African-American population. Michigan does have some black voters in it, but Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are heavily, heavily white.
Yes, Trump's non-white vote has jumped around 50%, and the whiter the state, the better Joe Biden is doing. Doesn't that smash the media's tired old narratives? Now to North Carolina, where some lefty students lost it at Duke University's commencement ceremony on Sunday because the guest speaker was Jerry Seinfeld, who has the audacity to be white, male, heterosexual, and even worse, he is a Jew who supports Israel. The lefties couldn't handle that. Some of them got up and walked off as the crowd booed.
So what's the big deal about commencement speeches?
I'm pretty sure the crowd were booing all those lefties who were walking off. But I do wonder what Jerry Seinfeld could have said that would be so objectionable that you couldn't possibly stomach it. You had to get up and walk off and miss a massive milestone in your academic career. This is possibly the most controversial parts of the speech I'm about to play you, and a trigger warning for the crazy people.
Privilege is a word that has taken quite a beating lately. Privilege today seems to be the worst thing you can have. I would like to take a moment to defend it. Again, a lot of you are thinking, I can't believe they invited this guy. Too late. I say, use your privilege. I grew up a Jewish boy from New York. That is a privilege if you want to be a comedian. My point is we're embarrassed about things we should be proud of and proud of things we should be embarrassed about. So on my staff in the 90s, we had a lot of Harvard guys. They were fantastic, but I could never understand why these guys were so embarrassed about being from Harvard. They would never talk about it. They would never mention it. I'm not talking about Harvard now. I'm talking about the way it used to be. You're never going to believe this. Harvard used to be a great place to go to school.